The Cleveland Cavaliers entered the 2025 NBA season with high hopes but measured expectations.
Garland down the lane, shovels to Mobley. What a pass there, and Mobley lays it in.
Coming off a solid but ultimately disappointing 2024 campaign that saw them make the playoffs but lose in the second round, no one quite knew what to expect from this talented but still gelling Cavs squad. But then, something incredible happened. The Cavaliers didn't just start winning, they started dominating, blowing out opponents left and right with a high-octane offense and stifling defense, opening the season on a franchise-best 14-game winning streak. And as of recording, the Cavaliers sit alone atop the NBA standings with a perfect 15-0 record and the look of an unstoppable juggernaut. So the question on everyone's mind is, just how good are these Cleveland Cavaliers? Can they sustain this torrid pace and contend for a championship? Or will they cool off and come back down to earth? Well, let's find out the answers to these questions. So, how are the Cavs doing it? Well, the foundation of the Cavaliers' early season dominance has been their devastatingly effective offense. Through the first 15 games, Cleveland is averaging a whopping 125.1 points per night, second only to the Boston Celtics. But raw point totals don't even begin to tell the full story of how great this Cavs attack has been. No, to truly understand the potency of this Cleveland offense, you have to dig into the advanced numbers. And what you find is a level of efficiency that is almost hard to believe. Let's start with the most basic measure of offensive effectiveness, field goal percentage.
Rome's back in the ball game. He'll use a Mobley screen, get 2 feet in the paint. He'll scoop and score.
The Cavs are shooting an astonishing 53.4% from the floor as a team, miles ahead of the second-place Knicks at 49.3%. What's remarkable is how Cleveland is generating those high-quality looks. They rank 7th in the league in assists at 28.4 per game. The Cavs whip the ball around the perimeter, pinging it from side to side until they find the open man. Drive and kick, pick and roll, extra passes. This team has mastered all the hallmarks of a great offensive system. And then there's the three-point shooting. My goodness, the three-point shooting. The Cavs are launching 15.5 triples per game. It's not just one or two guys either. Seemingly everyone on the roster can step out and knock down the long ball. Even rookies, Luke Travers and Jalen Tyson, all of them are shooting the lights out from deep. When you have that kind of across-the-board marksmanship, it makes you almost impossible to defend. Quietly, one of the most important developments for the Cavs offense has been the growth of Mobley as a shooter. After attempting only 25 threes as a rookie, the former USC Trojan is up to over 2 per game this season and drilling them at a 45.5% rate. His ability to space the floor and draw bigs away from the basket has opened up a whole new dimension for this attack. Add it all up, and you have an offensive juggernaut the likes of which the NBA has rarely seen. The Cavs can beat you in the paint, they can beat you from the mid-range, and they can bury you under a barrage of threes. They have multiple creators in Garland and Mitchell, elite role men in Allen and Mobley, and a supporting cast that fits seamlessly around them.
A whopping 34 times as Jerome fires a three, and they're well on their way.
In a league that increasingly prioritizes space, pace, and efficiency, the Cavaliers are checking every box. And if they can continue to score at this historic level, they're going to be a threat to bring the title back to Cleveland for a long time to come. Of course, if the Cavs were simply an offensive team putting up gaudy numbers, they wouldn't be true championship contenders. No, what separates the great teams is the ability to lock opponents down on the defensive end, and that's where Cleveland has been equally outstanding to start the season. Through 15 games, the Cavaliers rank 7th in the NBA in defensive rating, allowing just 112.0 points per 100 possessions. The backbone of this suffocating defense is the Cavs' incredible size and length up front. With the 6', 11 inches Allen and the 7-foot Mobley patrolling the paint, Cleveland has a pair of rim protectors who can erase shots and deter even the boldest drivers. Their ability to switch onto smaller players on the perimeter and still recover to protect the basket is a nightmarish proposition for opposing offenses. But it's not just the Twin Towers who are making life miserable for the Cavs' opponents. The perimeter defenders, led by Bulldog Isaac Okoro and the newly acquired JT Thor, are hounding ball handlers and shutting off penetration. As a team, Cleveland is forcing 13.4 turnovers per game, 9th in the NBA. and turning many of those into easy transition baskets going the other way. It all starts with the tone set by head coach Kenny Atkinson, a defensive mastermind who has quickly put his stamp on this group. Atkinson's teams in Brooklyn were known for their gritty, physical style, and he's brought that same mentality to Cleveland. The Cavs play with an edge, a toughness, a willingness to scrap and claw for every stop. Looking ahead, the scary thing for the rest of the NBA is that this Cavs defense still has room to improve. Mobley is just scratching the surface of his immense potential as a one-man wrecking crew around the basket.
Out goes LeVert, showtime!
The young perimeter guys like Okoro and Thor should only get better with more experience. And once Smart returns to the lineup, Cleveland will add another dimension of versatility and tenacity. In a star-driven league, it's easy to get caught up in offensive numbers and highlight reel plays. But as the old saying goes, defense wins championships. And right now, no team is playing better defense than the Cleveland Cavaliers. As the Cavs embark on the next phase of their schedule, the question on everyone's mind is whether they can keep this up. Can they continue to play at this historic level? Or will the law of averages catch up to them? Will the grind of an 82-game season wear them down? Will opponents start to figure out their schemes and tendencies? Only time will tell, of course. But there are plenty of reasons to believe that this Cavs team is built to sustain its success over the long haul. For one thing, the upcoming schedule sets up favorably for Cleveland to keep piling up victories. After dispatching the Hornets to reach 15-0, the Cavs return home for a 5-game homestand against mostly sub-.500 competition. The toughest test figures to come on November 19th, when the defending Eastern Conference champion Celtics visit Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. But that's a game the Cavs will be heavily favored to win, especially with their home crowd behind them. Looking further ahead, the Cavs will have to navigate the usual array of obstacles: back-to-backs, long road trips, nagging injuries, shooting slumps. There will undoubtedly be nights where the shots aren't falling, or the defense is a step slow. That's the reality of life in the NBA, even for the best of teams.
For the sideline, Mobley with a play! He batted it toward the bench!
But what should give Cavs fans confidence is the depth and resilience of this group. Cleveland isn't winning because of one or two superstars carrying the load. They're winning because they have waves of talented, hard-working players who buy into their roles and play for each other. On any given night, it could be Mitchell going off for 30, or Mobley dominating on both ends, or Allen clearing the glass, or the unsung hero off the bench. That kind of roster construction isn't an accident, and it's why the Cavs are so well equipped to handle the rigors of an NBA season. They have the personnel to weather any storm. There's also the matter of team chemistry, which can be a fickle thing in the pressure cooker of professional sports. But by all accounts, this Cavs locker room is as tight-knit and selfless as they come. The players genuinely like each other, root for each other, and hold each other accountable. In a league where egos and agendas can often derail even the most talented teams, that kind of camaraderie is invaluable. Finally, there's the simple fact that winning breeds confidence. And right now, the Cavs are brimming with it. They believe they can beat anyone, anywhere, on any given night. They've seen firsthand what they're capable of when they play their game and execute their game plan. That kind of self-belief can be a powerful thing, a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Are there things that could potentially trip up the Cavs as the season marches on?
Johnny Davis, oh, Porter from behind!
Of course, no NBA journey is without its speed bumps and detours. But this Cleveland team appears to be built for the long haul, with the talent, depth, and togetherness to make this special start the foundation for something truly memorable. The rest of the league has been put on notice, but as the old cliche goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And for these Cavs, the real test is still to come. Can they sustain this level of play over the grind of an 82-game regular season? When the novelty wears off and the fatigue sets in, can they continue to stack victories and position themselves for a deep playoff run with a target on their back as the league's hottest team? Those are questions that can only be answered in the weeks and months ahead, as the journey of this NBA season continues to unfold. But one thing is certain, the Cleveland Cavaliers have all the ingredients of a special team. For now, all the Cavs can do is focus on the present, the next game, the next win, the next opportunity to show the rest of the league how far they've come.
Garland has his head up. What a move on Jackson, and he curls and scores!
They'll surely face adversity along the way, as all teams do. There will be tough losses, nagging injuries, off-court distractions. The key will be how they respond to those moments, whether they allow them to splinter the foundation or use them as fuel to come back stronger. What comes next is up to them. The talent is there, the chemistry is there, the belief is there. Now it's about putting it all together, night after night, week after week, until they're the last team standing on the sport's biggest stage. But hey, that's just my take. Do you believe in this Cavs squad? How far do you think they can go? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're always breaking down the biggest stories and trends in the NBA, and you won't want to miss our future videos. And hey, while you're at it, smash that bell icon too. That way, you'll be notified as soon as we drop new content. Trust me, with how quickly things change in the NBA, you'll want to stay up to date.